lie like this, Blake? Why? Why do you do this? Do you understand? You are not smarter than the internet. Crisis PR team never had to implement any plan because Blake being evil backfired. That is the story. A narcissist targeted someone who she felt was weak, and it backfired on her.
It is time to talk about the looming possibility of Blake Lively wearing orange in the near future. And yes, baby, I'm talking prison jumpsuit. Can Blake actually be looking at jail time?
Or I'm learning about what Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds seemingly did. They're trying to cover up a crime. That's what I really do think is happening here.
Candace Owens has brought receipts this time. And if you've been paying attention, you know things are looking real bad for Blake right now. But should we feel sorry for her?
Should we be compassionate? And the answer is no, my friends.
There's your answer.
He really might actually have to serve a sentence for this horrific act that he committed.
Hollywood sweetheart is facing the possibility of a 5-year prison sentence. There are rumors that Lively may have fabricated or misrepresented key evidence related to the ongoing legal battle.
Yesterday we covered this, anticipating this amendment to drop.
And for this, she may be staring down a criminal case. Now, if these allegations hold any weight in court, things could go from bad to catastrophic for Blake. Lawsuits are one thing celebrities sue each other all the time, often settling with a check and a carefully worded statement. But the idea of someone like Lively actually facing jail time? Whoa. And let me tell you something. Insiders actually believe that the evidence against her is strong enough to warrant serious concern.
All of the scoops we got was that you tried to force their hand behind the scenes to get involved in your dirty little campaign.
Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, but Blake seems so uncomfortable these days. Maybe we should go easy on her. Remember, that's Candace Owens' answer to it. And the internet agrees. Nope, she destroyed a person's livelihood with her lies. Granted, but it is becoming painfully clear that Blake is feeling the heat. Candace pointed out Blake's anxiety can practically be felt through the screen lately.
They said that you can really feel her anxiety through the screen.
And you know what? She's not wrong. Just watch this clip.
What happens in the third one? No, I'm joking. Capri and Rome, honestly. So Paul, we really wanted to make this second movie, and I was like, Paul, he wanted to shoot in Capri, and I was like, that sounds amazing, but it's very expensive.
There is so much nervous rambling in there, it's almost annoying. Blake's been looking increasingly anxious every time she steps out in public. Her face practically screams, oh no, they know. But here's the thing, when you get caught doing something evil, it's not on us to forgive you, especially when you haven't even asked for forgiveness. Blake isn't apologizing, she's not admitting fault, she's not even pretending to feel bad, so why should we? Here's what people are saying. She is not even sorry or remorseful. She is still pretending to be a victim. Candace is convinced Blake knows what's coming for her after faking evidence in this case, and she's just making a desperate attempt to do some damage control. And I mean, that explains. Candace noticed that we now have this new version of Blake on the red carpet, suddenly grateful, hugging fans, smiling like she's running for office.
Does it matter if I do that?
This is not the Blake Lively we've known for years.
Very used to seeing like a bitchy Blake, right? She's very unkind to reporters.
No, this is the look of someone who has had a full-on internal breakdown and is desperately trying to save face. One moment she's too good for reporters, looking down her nose at the mere peasants asking her questions. The next, she's Miss Congeniality? Please. This isn't growth, this is damage control. And let's be real, you can feel her anxiety through the screen. Like, is she on meds? Candace thinks so.
I would not be shocked at all, by the way, if Blake during this moment was taking anxiety meds. I believe truly it is not an act to suggest that Blake Lively is anxious at this moment in time with so much on the line.
Not surprising, honestly. If I knew the whole world was about to see me for who I really was and I was about to rot in jail, I'd be stressing too. Now, let's talk about the real reason Blake may be going to jail. This woman used a list power, industry connections, and even dragons, yeah, we'll get to that, to try and destroy someone's reputation. Why? Because Baldoni wanted to turn a book about DV into a movie. That's it. That's the crime Blake couldn't stand. She and Ryan Reynolds launched a full-blown attack, trying to frame Baldoni for something that may never have happened. So, Yes, when Candace Owens says Blake's going to jail, she means it. And if you're feeling even an ounce of sympathy for Blake, you need to hear this.
So I just want to remind you guys that whenever and if ever you begin to feel an iota of sadness for Blake Lively, I want you to remember all of the things that she did to Justin Baldoni.
Exactly. Go read those text messages. The ones that were so bad that even Ryan, Mr. PR genius, is now begging to get out of the lawsuit. That's right. Yeah, let's talk about his filing. It's a sight to see. The man is running from this lawsuit like it's on fire because he knows where this is headed. He's watched enough movies to know that this doesn't end well.
Ryan Reynolds filing, which is absolutely something to be seen. It's a sight to be seen. He wants to be completely dismissed from the lawsuit. He wants out on the lawsuit.
But honestly, it's what this couple deserves. First, they started with a financial threat to Baldoni. Do what we want or we'll walk away from your project and leave you millions in the hole. Then there was the alleged behind the scenes blackmailing using Taylor Swift as a pawn to get what they wanted. But before you start thinking it's all Ryan and he's the one doing all the dirty work, just remember that Blake chose Ryan to be her representative at those contract meetings. This wasn't just a supportive husband standing by his wife. This was calculated involvement in something that is now legally very messy and could land them in jail. So yeah, it makes sense that Ryan wants out. But I want you to pay close attention to something here. A pattern. There are lots of blackmail allegations against this couple. If you don't do what they want, suddenly there are mysterious SH claims floating around. Sound familiar? It's the same exact move they used to replace a composer on the film. It's a pattern, and patterns mean proof. And let's be real, Blake and Ryan thought they were untouchable. They thought they could bury Baldoni's career with a few well-placed lies. They thought they could manipulate the system to make him disappear. But they forgot about one thing the internet never forgets. And once people started digging, it was game over. Now, the two are clearly begging to get out of this, as they recently filed a motion for dismissal of the lawsuit. But can't really say that's evil given what this couple did to start all this. But hey, if for some godforsaken reason you still think Blake's an angel, seriously, let's talk about a simple favor and the absolute favor Anna Kendrick did for us by exposing Blake's true colors. Remember the film's premiere? Blake wanted to be prominently featured, and we all saw it, including Candace.
Blake Lively wants to be prominently featured, and then she gets herself into this huge situation worldwide. She is sort of despised alongside her husband.
Yeah, she's not wrong, because the thing is, the second Blake walks onto a project, it turns into the Blake Lively show, and everyone else might as well be a background extra. But that's not the case this time, Q's.
People are just not going to watch a movie with Blake Lively in it.
Just watch this clip of Anna responding to what it's like working with Blake again.
Anna Kendrick was asked about Blake Lively on the red carpet. She was a bit pithy, and I would say maybe trying to be funny, but definitely made a statement when she was asked about working with Blake. Take a listen.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, talking about you.
That awkward oh, you know, that's celebrity speak for, this was the worst experience of my life, but I'm contractually obligated to smile through it. Then, when asked how all this drama was affecting the sequel, here's how she hit back.
How does it feel like the movie's being impacted kind of by everything happening around going on in the world?
Why, what happened? I did ayahuasca and the last year of my life is just gone, but I've heard the movie's amazing.
Translation, she knows what happened, she just doesn't care enough to play PR cleanup for Blake. Respectfully, no one does. Blake is badly caught up in her lies, and she better start practicing her mugshots, cause it's clear none of her co-workers are coming to her rescue. And that's the final nail in the coffin. Candace Owens is convinced that Blake is actually going to jail for this. Not just bad press, not just canceled. We're talking actual consequences. And when Candace says something with that much conviction, you know it's real.
Really might actually have to serve a sentence for this horrific act that he committed.
And what's Blake thinking right now? Probably that she almost got away with it. If it weren't for the meddling kids, aka the people who refuse to let this story die, she might still be walking around Hollywood with her nose in the air, pretending to be the queen of the industry, but instead she's spiraling. She's anxious. She's panicking. And you know what? Good, because actions have consequences. And this time the consequences are starting to look like handcuffs. Cues there is, absolutely. Candace made it crystal clear, there will be no forgiving and there will be no forgetting.
I don't forgive it. I will not forget it.
When someone goes out of their way to ruin another person's life for no reason, they don't get sympathy, they don't get second chances, they get exactly what they deserve. And in Blake's case, that means a legal reckoning is on the horizon. So, girl, get the popcorn ready because this Hollywood downfall is about to be legendary. What do you think? Will the lawsuit be settled behind closed doors or will it drag on? And what about the shocking criminal allegations? If proven false, Lively could walk away like nothing ever happened. But if there's any truth to them, she could end up behind prison bars. Do you think she'll be serving jail time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love keeping up with the chaos of Hollywood, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because you know this drama isn't over yet. In fact, there's more drama in this next video which you wouldn't want to miss.